Hey everybody, Vince here. I want to share with you why I do Uber and Lyft in the evenings and on the weekends, and also the importance of using a dash cam and why it's so important to me and hopefully will be to you as well. I personally use the Venturella Pro dash cam. It is a dual Super HD dash cam, front facing and rear facing, that mounts on your windshield. Both cameras have a 170-degree view, so it captures everything. And a great side benefit of it being mounted on the windshield is it catches everything on the interior of the vehicle as well, in addition to offering protection in case you get into an accident. Because people will lie, but the camera will not lie. For me, it's so important because had I had a dash cam a while back, I probably would not be driving Uber and Lyft at nighttime now and would be able to spend more time with my family. Back on August 29th of 2013, I was hit by a bulldozer. Yes, you did hear me correctly. I was hit by a bulldozer in my 2007 Dodge Grand Caravan. I was standing still when the accident happened. I was at an intersection on a side street, and the bulldozer was on the main street. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the company that this happened with and was involved in this, just because I can't. On that fateful day, I saw the signs, I saw the cones, and I pulled up to the curb at the intersection, but I did not cross the curb line. I never actually entered the intersection. The curb lane was marked off with cones. On my right, I looked to the left and saw the bulldozer coming with a bucket full of sand at top speed. It was one of those mini bulldozers, the Bobcats, and he was approaching in the driving lane. As he was approaching the intersection in the driving lane, a car went around him on the passenger side to turn the opposite direction I was going in on the same street that I was on. The result of that is the bulldozer merged to go to the parking lane on the other side of the intersection as he was entering the intersection. And I'm watching him. He's wearing sunglasses, but his head never once turned in my direction. He was looking down the block where there was a construction crew working on the sidewalk that he was bringing the bucket load of sand to fill the hole that they were working on. And at first, he was coming straight at my driver's side door. Now, bulldozers are loud. I'm laying on my horn, and he did not hear me. Or if he did, he ignored it. So, my life flashed before my eyes. I gripped the steering wheel. I braced myself for the impact. There was a car behind me. I had nowhere to go, and there was not enough time to shoot out in front of him to get past him because of oncoming traffic on the main street. And thank God he swerved at the last second and caught the front end of my Caravan, and the bucket sliced into it. Now, the end result of that was I tore both shoulder cuffs, had 4 bulging discs in my lower back, and had to have the nerves burnt out on both sides of my neck to be able to do physical therapy. I don't know if I went unconscious at all after the impact, but I can tell you that the bulldozer never stopped. Now, he hit my car, it spun 45 degrees and started to get dragged slightly by the bucket, and it got let go. got yanked free. The foreman came over to my window and the construction crew, and they tried to get me to move the vehicle. And I was not about to do that because that would be bad. Then the police would not be able to see exactly where everything was when they arrived. But I did call 911, and the paramedics came and the fire truck came. Unfortunately, because my vehicle was in the intersection, the firemen moved my vehicle, so the police never saw where the car was, and the construction crew, to try to cover up what was going on, they brought over big push brooms and started pushing the sand out of where it was, because the sand was actually in out the crosswalk outside the intersection, and it proved where I got hit. Fortunately, I had gotten pictures of all that, but it all really comes down to what a jury's going to believe. And I did win a settlement, but I can tell you I lost. And the reason why I say that is I had to have 8 surgeries. After 8 surgeries, I had $405,000 in medical bills. I won an $85,000 settlement because the other side, a big nationwide construction company with deep enough pockets to be able to hire a law firm that took the entire 18th floor of a downtown Chicago office building, hired 2 Harvard-trained professionals to say that based on the damage to my vehicle, which was $4,500 worth of damage to my Grand Caravan, based on the damage to my vehicle, my injuries should have cost no more than $26,000 to repair and should have lasted no more than 2 months. Let me ask you, how many people do you know that got hit by a bulldozer and had minimal injuries, yet alone are still alive to talk about it like I am? I'm grateful to be alive every day after that. And I still never got back to perfect health. They never fixed my left shoulder. They left me with 6 partial tears around the cuff. But I've worked my way through it. Weaned myself off of the painkillers and nerve medication. I don't like living on medication. They also never fixed the ulnar nerve in my left elbow that got shifted off to the side a little bit. But I'm not complaining. Believe me, I am not complaining. I'm trying to explain why I think a dash cam is so important. If not just for your own protection, but for the protection of your passengers and for the protection of those around you. If you witness an accident, you can take that dash cam footage and give it to the people involved in the accident, especially the person that was not at fault, for their protection, because that footage will not lie. It will help them out. And people sometimes get offended by my dash cam while I'm out driving and ask me why I'm recording them and everything else. And I tell them exactly why. That I get hit by a bulldozer and I'm here to talk about it and love it. I'm alive today because I am. And unfortunately, not having a dash cam cost me and my family very dearly. The people have gone so far as to call Lyft out of concern because of my dash cam and say, why is he recording us? And people have raised that concern, and I tell them, I'm not recording you. I'm recording everything that's happening around my vehicle. I'm recording the front. I'm recording the back. If somebody hits us from behind, we're covered, because my dash cam footage is going to show exactly how I was driving. and show my good behavior. Now, not everyone is going to have that advantage. There are lots of drivers out there that do not use a dash cam. I wish they would. And it's also allowing me right now to gain small clips of drivers that are not such good drivers out there. So pretty soon I'll be coming out with a video called Asshole Drivers to show those drivers and showcase them, and hopefully something can be done to slow them down, stop them from blowing red lights and stop signs and making illegal turns and cutting people off. Okay, that's enough of a rant. Again, the dash cam that I use is the Venturella Pro dash cam. It's a great dash cam. I highly recommend it. And have a great day, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.